Vitality is not only our ability to start over, but in our ability to persist when we start over. So, why is it that some of us only turn to something in a time of a healing crisis, but once we get that fix, we revert back to our old way of being, in which that issue comes back again, so that again we turn to that same thing to fix it? Why is that? Isn't it that we should be maintaining ourselves? Ourselves equals ourselves as a continuum of our well-being, and not waiting until an illness comes up, or we catch a cold and we start taking some vitamin C, or we get cancer, so then we start to do health practices that we wouldn't have done. Is it the fact that we don't appreciate ourselves? That we only start to appreciate something once we see that it's deteriorating, when it's going down, going away. If we are always maintaining our wellness, we will always be well. It's that simple, but yet we don't do it. So if I gave you a wellness program, would you follow through with it? How long would you follow through with it? My holistic coaching programs are based off of the power of persistence. Because with the power of persistence, will we only be upkeeping our best well-being. Let me give an example of what the power of persistence is. Let's start off with a client of mine who came to me and was put on my Be Bodyful program. My Be Bodyful program consists of nutrition, so that also includes like a pantry makeover and some kind of fitness and exercise plan where they're getting their bodies in movement. At the start of her Be Bodyful program, I had her detox her body because the fastest way to lose weight is simply to fast, and that was her main goal, was to lose weight quickly and then change her eating patterns. So she was fasting for the first 5 days of her customized Be Bodyful program. Like I said, the word fast says in itself to fast because you are speeding up your metabolism by 14%, which is a fact given by Healthline. I give my clients a customized fasting plan and how to come off their fasting, because with fasting, our insulin levels decreased by 20 to 30%, another fact given by Healthline. The reason I'm sharing this is because insulin is the number one hormone. It is the number one hormone involved in fat metabolism. While taking my health coaching classes, I took them at Dr. Sell's Wellness Institute, and the main focus of health at the Dr. Sell's Wellness Institute was on insulin, because it is the orchestrator of all our other hormones. The importance of insulin. I emphasize on the importance of insulin. Achieving healthy levels of insulin is our goal because it achieves homeostasis for our entire body. This client lost 5 pounds on her customized Be Bodyful program within her 5-day fast because she had the power of persistence. She had the power of persistence on my Be Bodyful program, so she achieved her own goal of losing weight. Life is about effort. Life is about effort. Life has always been about effort. Because without effort, there is no life. Effort is energy. Effort is energy, and this is defined as the ability of a system to perform work. If there is no persistence in your effort, there is no maintenance in your well-being, how can you ever be well? So, what is it that causes us to lack vitality? Is it our ability to start over? And our ability to persist? Those two principles. That's what vitality is. Now, I oftentimes have people that meet me, and in meeting me, they typically ask, the question, oh, well, what do you do for a living? And I tell them, I'm a wellness coach. And they say, that's so nice, because I can use a coach. And we laugh, and then I say, well, yes, even coaches need coaches. We do. Even coaches need coaches. But anyway, then they say something like, well, aren't you wise? And I reply something like, yes, thanks to my many life experiences, I have walked the walk, therefore I can now teach and talk the walk. Anyways, in summarizing this, it's that people are so used to just talking and not taking action. Talking becomes a habit of theirs. And I understand that that's the start of it. But we stay stuck in the start of it, and we don't persist on taking action, on walking the walk. Now, let's talk about the topic of our brains. Our brains and patterns and being shortcut seekers. Our brains are shortcut seekers, meaning that we are always looking for the same patterns that we already have known, that we have established. So this means that when a new pattern comes about in our life, we don't understand it. So sometimes we leave it unrecognized, therefore we miss the opportunity to learn the new pattern, which in learning a new pattern is basically learning something new. Because we have become so accustomed to this process day in, day out, we continue doing what we have already done. This is the same pattern, repeating it over and over again. But somewhere inside of us, we have a goal that is not yet achieved, and we are wondering why. It is because we are so used to these shortcuts in being able to recognize a previous pattern and just keeping this pattern on replay, that we have been dealing with this for a lifetime, or for some of us, many, many lifetimes. And this is where my Be Soulful Wellness program comes into play, where I help souls who have been repeating the same undesired, oftentimes a trauma-associated experience over and over again, simply because they have not learned a new pattern. Now, there's multiple reasons why they have not learned a new pattern, but I think one of the biggest is that we are shortcut seekers, that we don't want to put in effort, that we don't want to persist. And, well, here's where we release an old BS as an old belief system. I teach a technique that it's not best to try and learn from past mistakes, because in recalling them, we want what we call a do-over. This do-over stems from a place of revenge. It stems from a place of I'm so much better than this. It's not a good place to be. So we end up attracting the same experience. In order for us to get back at that mistake, it's more and way more better to think about what we do want right now to accomplish and to try to view it from a fresh angle, meaning viewing it with a new pattern, recognizing a new pattern that will be leading us forward to a more successful road, because this is a new neural pathway. This is what the Age of Aquarius is about. Because the Age of Aquarius is all about networking, all about community, all about innovation. And when we get into our neurons, they just simply want some new networking opportunities. So let's give ourselves a new neural pathway, a new healthy conscious pattern. Therefore, we will forgive ourselves for these mistakes and thanking ourselves for recognizing this old pattern and realizing that this old pattern is not that of our highest good. So that which is of our highest good is that of a new pattern where we are healthy, we are intentional, we are aware, and we are appreciative. With that all being said, what is vitality? Vitality is not only our ability to start over, start a new pattern, but it is also our ability to persist, the power of persistence. And this is the Viva Vitality mentality. The very essence of the Viva Vitality mentality